Righto, Toyota champs. Now today we're going to have a look at an Alienware with a difference. Yes, I've reviewed many Alienwares and I've got more to come, so make sure you subscribe for that. I cannot wait for the Alienware X15 and 17. But I have reviewed all the Alienware M series, so we're talking about the Alienware M17, which by the way is without a doubt the most powerful gaming laptop I have used, other than, ones with desktop parts in it. The Alienware M17 can do over 250 watts sustained CPU and GPU. Yes, over 250 watts. And I guess that's why it comes with a 330 watt power supply. And of course I've had a look at the Alienware M15s. There actually is a new one, revision 6, which of course is the same as the revision 5 with 11th generation CPUs. But the Alienware M15 has always been a solid choice. This one here is different. This one is an AMD powered Alienware M15. You can tell by its color because this is the only color it comes in, this sort of space gray color. It is exactly the same as an Alienware M15, other than one, it has AMD CPUs up to a 5900HX, which is the one I have. Two, you have no option for a 3080 with this model. The most powerful graphics card you can get is a RTX 3070, which is the one I have. So I guess the third difference compared to the Intel version is AMD version does not come with Thunderbolt 3 or 4, and it also does not have the Alienware graphics amplifier. I think that's a thing of the past now. Even the X15 and X17 Alienwares do not come with the Alienware graphics amplifier port. So that's the key differences compared to the Intel version. So other than those sort of differences, it's pretty much the same as the Intel Alienware M15. So that means good build quality. I think they look good. I do like the grey. I wish there was the lunar white because that's my favourite. It's the same sort of weight and thickness, 19.25 millimeters thick and 2.42 kilos, 5.34 pounds. Now, as I said, it does not have Thunderbolt, but it does have a couple of USB Type A's, USB Type C, HDMI 2.1, WARF, so they didn't skimp on that. It does have Ethernet as well, and that is a 2.5 gig Ethernet port. Also has the audio jack and the power port there. Of course, no Thunderbolt, no Alienware graphics amplifier port. The sound is pretty much the same as the M15. You can go check out my M15 videos. It's nothing groundbreaking, it's okay. One thing that is amazing on this laptop is the keyboard, okay? So it's a mechanical keyboard. It is the best mechanical keyboard I've used. Cherry MX switches, feels so nice. I've had a few mechanical keyboards in and this one is definitely the best, so let's have a listen. Oh yeah, that is it. That is the standard now. I love this keyboard. Now the displays on these are 16:9. Apparently there is a 1440p, and with that model you're supposed to get a MUX switch, but I haven't actually seen that model. The model I have here has the 1080p 165Hz 3 millisecond response display, and yeah, it's a good display. I have no complaints about this. Around our 300 nit mark, I would like to see the 1440p, G-Sync model, but I haven't seen that around. So yeah, I don't know what's happening there, but this display is fine. I had a good gaming experience on it, but there are better display options on the, the Intel version, and certainly this is supposed to have better display options too. Now you can upgrade the RAM here, so that is good. So 2 slots there. You have an M.2 slot as well. Battery life is actually pretty good. We're talking about, 6-7 hours battery life, which is what you want on a gaming laptop. I think the Ryzen makes the difference there. It is a bit better than, say, the Intel version. The performance is actually pretty good. Now, I'll leave the full thermal test at the end of this video. You'll see a bit of it now. Basically, when it comes down to it, when I look at a gaming laptop, I'm looking at wattage output. I don't care about benchmarks, whatever. I know people want them, but for me, I just want to know the wattage output. Now, for a 15-inch gaming laptop, you want to be outputting 150 watts. The good news about this laptop is it does that. It reaches that sort of benchmark of 150 watts and exceeds it. So it does over 160 watts, which is pretty good. Now it does get hot, it does get louder. So that CPU can hit 100 degrees. And of course that means fan noise. In terms of, sort of gaming laptops, it's not, the loudest I've had, but I would say it's typical. There are gaming laptops now that are, a little bit quieter now. This one is more of your typical sort of noisy gaming laptop. With the headset, you're not going to notice greatest. But again, certainly not the loudest I've heard. The GPU can output 125 watts in the case of this 3070, no problems whatsoever. It takes a little bit of a hit when you're slamming the CPU 100%, so it drops about, 10 sort of watts there. But maintaining over 160 watts CPU and GPU together, that's what I'd want in a 15-inch sort of gaming laptop. Now, as I said, the CPU can reach 100 degrees. Typically gaming, you're not going to be hitting the CPU 100%, so it's more likely to be in the 80s when it comes to the CPU when you're gaming, except for, gaming titles that have really high CPU usage, where it will be in the 90s. That's on the CPU. The GPU, the temperature's not even worth worrying about, it's fine. So overall, I really like this laptop. Good keyboard, gaming performance is there, battery life is good, the display's decent. But would you buy this over the Intel version? Well, if it's cheaper, why not? For gaming, the Intel version will be faster, especially the revision 6, which has just come out with the 11th gen CPUs. But it's not going to be that much faster. And if you want an RTX 3080, you do have to get the Intel version. That's just how it is. Better display options with the Intel version as well. No Thunderbolt on this and no Alienware graphics amp. But if those things don't mean much to you, I would definitely pick this one up. It's sort of within margin of error there. The Intel version is not night and day faster. It's great to see AMD in Alienware, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Tally ho.